Hello and welcome to the Backyard Art School. My name is Julia and we are about halfway through our term time art classes. At the moment, our students are very busy creating their lovely foam prints for the younger students and their lino prints for the older students. So they'll be ready for printmaking for next week. And we also have another young class and they are doing beautiful monoprints, which is another style of printmaking that I love to share with both the older and younger students. But the younger students really like it because it is painting on glass and taking prints whilst painting on glass. So our Monday class is actually doing turquoise parrots, where they're going to be painting the turquoise parrots onto glass and taking a print of that. I will be showing all of these processes on our online membership. So currently we have a foam print creation and we also have a lino print creation that is now posted on our membership platform. So if you're interested, the link's down below. Click on the link and join the membership. It's only $36 a month. Very affordable with lots and lots of information. Okay, so now I would like to talk through this week as well. I have just posted our winter school holiday workshops. I like to give a bit of time for parents to book in, and I have just sent the email out to our mailing list to inform all the parents that it is time to book, and we have already received quite a few bookings as it is a small studio that we run where we only have about 8 students during the winter classes because we have all of the classes indoors. And so I'm going to go through each of the classes that we have for our winter workshops. These are full day workshops that run from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And we also provide morning and afternoon tea, and parents are just asked to bring in their children's lunches. So on the 4th of July, we have a lovely mixed media artwork that is for the younger students. It is a portrait of a galah, which is a native Australian bird. Beautiful pink feathers with greys. So it's a lovely workshop where they're using a mixed media of acrylic paints, oil pastels, and they're also using collaging techniques, which creates a layering format that makes their, at the end of the day, they've got a beautiful artwork that they have that they take home framed. So it's a really lovely workshop for our younger students. Then we also have the following day is going to be for our older students. So our older students who are 8 to 12 years old, they are going to be painting in a large format. So it's going to be by 70 by 450. So that's a large long format of a peacock design. And they'll be able to choose whatever colors they would like to include for their backgrounds. They can also change the posture of the peacock's head if they wish, and also with the patterning of the feathers. So they can also apply colors that they wish to choose. And with the peacock painting, it's going to be quite a large canvas that they'll be working on, but it is a beautiful design that my mum actually created about 3 years ago when we last taught this workshop, and I'll be running this workshop this time round, and it will be a really fun acrylic painting class for our older students. On Wednesday, the 6th of July, we have a winter in watercolors. So each season we do a lovely watercolor workshop for our younger students to try out. And with that, they also are shown a method of framing their artwork. So it is presented in an A-frame. So they're little watercolor sketches that they create, which is about A5 format. And they do a winter landscape. They also paint a winter tree. They also do a lovely snow flake winter watercolor painting and an abstract as well. And all 4 of these small watercolor sketches are then presented on a beautiful A-frame that can be turned around to exhibit each side whenever they choose to of their artworks. So a really great workshop, a fantastic one as well to give ideas to younger students of how to present their works at home without having to frame them. And they really do enjoy this art class. Okay, so the next one that we have is on a Thursday. It is for the older student. It is going to be a self-portrait class, but with a twist. It's called Floating Away. It was inspired by a Pixar cartoon of Up and Away. And this art class is going to the Fantasyland a little bit for the older students, which is great. But it is a self-portrait of them holding helium balloons, and they are floating away. As for the landscape below, they can choose what they'd like to paint and create as their first layer. And then they start to work on their self-portrait, which is a full body self-portrait. And also we do different techniques of using glazes for the balloons, so there's a lovely transparent feel with the effect when they're painting those balloons. So lots of different mediums they're experimenting with. They also have a drawing class in how to do their self-portrait flying in the air, holding onto balloons, and they also get to learn how to paint a landscape as well. So a lot of information. It's a big class, a big day, and their paintings will be created and framed before they go home at the end of the day. Then on the Friday, we have winter workshops. So again, another winter theme for our younger students, which is hitting the snowfields. And this is also a similar sort of self-portrait, but in a much simpler format for the younger students, where they need to just learn how to paint the basic figures of their family members skiing. But luckily, with rugging up for winter, it is very much just like puffer jackets, ski pants, so it's quite thick, the figures with the arms and their legs. They've got a beanie on, and then they learn how to draw their favorite activities, such as building a snowman, being on the ski chairs or lifts, skiing, snowboarding, throwing snowballs, and then they learn how to paint these elements onto their snowfield. So another big day for our younger students, with lots of painting techniques, drawing techniques. Then we have a weekend off, and we then go to our Monday workshop, which is a workshop that a lot of our younger students had requested again. They were all wanting to do a lovely unicorn. So this was, I've done a couple of unicorn workshops over the years, and this is one that we have done 3 years ago. And it is of a lovely unicorn that is using mixed media, again, which helps the students using collage, watercolors, oil pastels, to create this lovely artwork. That will be of themselves riding on the unicorn. They will have a lot of help with drawing the unicorn itself, and the figure as well. So there will be a drawing class for that at the very beginning, and then they will be working with the mediums to create a beautiful artwork that is very colorful, very fun. And yeah, all of the children love that workshop, and it books up really quickly. And then we go into our Tuesday, which is for our older students. And this is a painting workshop theme that is called Off the Edge. And what it is, it's a still life workshop. But instead of just having a still life presented, we are now looking at the micro view of a particular fruit or vegetable or flower. So I get the older students to do a drawing class to start off with, where they look at their object. This time it's going to be a beautiful lemon. They will frame with a viewfinder their still life sketch of the lemon, and then from that they will create a painting onto canvas. This is a very involved art workshop for the full day. But it is an amazing, lots of skills learnt and techniques, and it is really enjoyed by the older students. that particular workshop. And then for our Wednesday class, for the second week of our winter workshops, we have on the 13th of July, the nave painting of a village scene or landscape. And this is a workshop that my mum had developed. And nave painting comes from rural country areas in America and in Europe. It was very popular for locals to paint landscape or village scenes or scenes of their farm. And the style is called nave because they hadn't had any, even without formal training, people were creating amazing, beautiful paintings of landscapes of where they lived. And this is celebrating that style of painting for our younger students who will be able to paint a beautiful house on a lovely field with a picket fence, and then with lovely flowers that they will create their own flower designs for. And it's a really lovely full day workshop that will be framed at the end of the day to be then taken home. And then for the last two workshops, we have got our sculpture classes, and these are left to the end because all our students really enjoy these workshops. It's very involved, and the first workshop is for our older students, which will be of the beautiful fairy Wren, which is a South Australian small blue bird, very pretty, and it's very detailed. I've actually got one of them here, which I wanted to show you. So just take a look. See? So that's the size of it. That's the fairy wren. And the reason why I have these more smaller detailed sculptures for the older students is there is a lot of delicate work in developing each of the areas of this sculpture and also finishing it with painting as well. So there's a lot of small details, a lot of delicate work, and it's more suitable for the older students to be able to achieve that. And that is of the lovely fairy wren, very popular workshop as well. We did this one about 3 years ago, and it was enjoyed by all of our students. And then the last workshop that we are running for our winter school holiday workshops for 2022 will be of the Echidna. So this is a really fantastic workshop for our younger students. They learn how to create an armature that they then build the clay onto for their Echidna. They also learn about how thick they can allow for the clay to be before they start to form the clay into the Echidna shape. They then learn how to finish it off with using different tools to create the different textures for the spines of the Echidna, which is native to Australia. A very fun full-day workshop which is created in air drying clay. Both the fairy wren and the Echidna are created in air drying clay, so when they take it home they just leave it for about 5 days for it to dry naturally. And this is what it turns out to be. So it's not fired, it is air dry, but it is a great way of being able to learn how to sculpt and create a sculpture, and then be able to take it home and then have it on their shelves on display. And so I hope you enjoyed that. We have 5 weeks until the winter school holiday workshop starts, so plenty of time to book in if you live locally. Otherwise, our online classes, we are going to be also running our winter school holiday workshops on that platform as well. One of them will be the Gala, which is the first mixed media workshop, and we'll also be doing a number of other workshops with the pygmy possum. We also have the powerful owl, and lots of other different workshops that will be presented online for our winter workshops during the school holidays. So that is another option if you're not able to attend our actual classes. Thank you so much for listening to the very end of this video. Please like and subscribe to this channel. It does help with more viewers seeing what we are doing each week at our studio. And thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you next week.